So, what exactly is the Earth that is new? People talk about new Earth and things like that. So, what that is an absolutely new paradigm of life. It's so the planet is a new planet. This is not the same planet that we've been on all the time. When people speak about things like Nibiru and things like that, there's different types of atmospheres. See, the thing is that the Earth is not a real living, exact, fixed object in this atmosphere. So there are different planets and there are different types of living atmospheres that have the same communities that the Earth has. I believe that we have been into space and have experienced different sort of things in different planets. Now, different things about have we been to different planets in outer space. I respect people in the different sort of space programs, and we should believe that we have trekked across different atmospheres, respectfully, right? So I think there are different communities, different living bodies in the atmosphere. Okay, so saying that the Earth, this is not the same Earth. Okay, this it is Terra, right? Terra being the terrestrial, and Gaia. We've been on this planet, but so it's 2026. This planet, in its exact way, has been around. Um, I would say since every day it's new. Every day it's new. But in its new age, since for 2026 years, that's how long the planet has been around. And I'm saying this only intuitively, but I'm saying this as far as how we can exact what Earth is, in the form of being grounded in how we're being ascertaining what it is now, right? If that makes sense to you. So to get you to speed to what I'm saying, the Earth in its form, as far as the geosphere and the different thoughtscapes and mind frames that we're experiencing now, it's 2026. But I think it's time to create new years and new times. That's why I think the Chinese, the Asian animal year figure placement about naming years after the terrestrial animal blessings is powerful, because then we're able to see exactly what astronomical fashion the planet is in versus just the year, right? 2026 is how long we've been around, give or take, right? Because time has changed, time has sped up and slowed down. There's been different sort of months and years added and days added and times and minutes, seconds, and hours shifted, and human change, and it's been changed by humans, those different calculations and numbers throughout different years to how we view it now. So we're really in a really different year in a different time. So 2026, the year now that we're experiencing now, is kind of illusory. You know, I think this planet has been around for thousands of years, right? I think it's a different type of planet. All right, so look at my screen right now, right? Look at the planets that you're seeing. I think that we're able to see the moon and the sun. We're able to see two different planets. So if you're looking outside, so people talk about a different type of firmament. The thing with the firmament, planets are round, right? Just simply, if you're seeing, so the two planets that you can see that that the Earth is round, right? The Earth is it's spherical, right? It's a sphere. right? It's there's uh, astronomical spherical nature to it, right? I wouldn't call it an oblique. I would call it a astronomical sphere, as far as it is tethered by different sort of astronomy. And so an firmament would be just the outer reaches of the geosphere and the geographical natures of what the planet has in its terrestrial embodiment in a fulfillment of its true nature in total, right? That's a firmament. So this whole nature of a firmament is kind of false because, yes, it's possible to leave the firmament. That's why you see there's different sort of ways to where when the, you've seen different sort of astronomical spacecraft when it reaches a certain area, it hits different sort of knocks and hits different sort of G-force to where it's literally gliding through the earth. It's breaking a phase. It's tearing, right? It's kind of making like a wormhole in the atmosphere. So we get down to like these different things like CERN and which I'm not going to talk about much because I'm not a person that really believes in evil like people talk about. I think people try to do good things. I think people have tried to do negative, but it doesn't last long, right? But to say people are just on a global scale doing evil, that's propagized. That's propaganda given on people's fascination because most evil is communication. It's just talk. It's just people with a negative mind, just in a sedentary type of manuscript, just sitting around gossiping all day, right? Gospel is the counterintuitive and the counteraction of gossip. Gospel, right? The good news. And gossip is just evil. Gospel is good. God is pure, right? So you have those three things. It's not a triangle, right? It's the beginning of a cross, but it's and for me personally, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not religious. I don't get into any sort of religion. The only reason I have the double triangle is because I believe that the world starts with 6 figures of being, right? If we have a circle, we can draw that circle within 6 sides, right? So I'm not religious. I'm someone that believes in just helping people gain spiritual and doctoral knowledge. That's something everyone should have access to, despite race, religion, creed, sexuality, gender, orientation, or anything. People deserve that. So this is just the beginning of this little series or little talk about what the new earth is. So the new earth is a actually new thing, right? People are the same. So and that's the same as the planet too, right? And the only reason why the only reason why people are the same is because we have souls, and our soul remembers a specific type of set point within our reincarnation. So it is possible to reincarnate and still have been born at an earlier time. So you can be in your whatever age you may be, but there's actually a possibility that you have reincarnated even after your birth date in this type of reincarnation. That's why you see life as a trajectory of you're able to remember past selves. Your past self is just an annual set point, right? So within the way the planet is right now, what it is that the planet is, since the core is magma, which is solar energy, that is just basically why it's a new earth is because it's not a human, right? It's not a soul. Which a human, in order to be something that is not, uh, a monkey, right? Humans are not monkeys, right? We are different beings, right? 33 vertebrae, right? The mix between doctor and soul, right? This is why we are beings that get higher knowledge, and we excel above Neanderthals. So we are basically souls, right? We are solar-based beings. This is why we coalesce with the sun, and we are terrestrial beings. This is why we're spiritual. So the difference between a human, a soul, and a solar being, and a lunar being is a spiritual being, which is what you are if you are able to understand these things. So thank you for checking out this video. I appreciate you. To wrap it up, so the planet is a core, right? Just this is why humans are best on a diet that is more alkaline leaning. So the only animal that is alkaline are fish, right? This is why a good fruit or vegetable to start out with is coconuts, because it's the only it's the only oil. So the whole coconut is oil, right? The skin is the vegetative state, but the whole coconut is a medicine that penetrates your whole flesh, right? So it's like an ointment, right? Really great, to understand. Shout out Neosporin, right? Ointments, right? Coconut is an ointment, right? You really shouldn't eat coconut. You could eat it, but you should mostly use it as a topical, right? And as a milking fruit to enjoy as a dairy thing. So fruits are dairy based, meaning that it's the milk of the earth, right? So what milk is from dairy from a cow is basically a fruit, a dessert, right? Desserts are basically treats from living beings, and even that whole fashion of market, I think, is different because different companies treat livestock in different manners. I don't believe in eating meat. I believe in eating, I will eat. I'm kind of getting more into eating fish and marine life, just because I believe that's a more alkaline energy, in moderation. You know what I mean? Culturally appropriated with humanitation, right? We need to be humanitarian. Now we need to give blessing in when we eat, but I do not believe in eating livestock. They live their life on the earth, right? And they don't have access to the facilities of living within their supplementation and their whole terrain, right? With fish and with aquamarine life, they are immersed in their vegetation their whole lives, meaning they're just able to be like a breatharian and just coil and get food from just laying in the water and swimming around, right? This is why I believe in wild caught fish. I don't think just the salmon, and you need to watch out for salmon, right? Cook it all the way through. Look it up if you need to understand what I'm talking about. But always cook your food, right? Don't just cook your food that you get, whether it's a vegetable or a fish. cook your fruits and vegetables, meaning wash it with actual county water, meaning the water from the fountain, right? You don't need to use, I mean, you can use purified water to drink. I mean, so you have purified water, right? Purified water from the earth is just basically like spring. All that water is treated. Purified water is just vitamins and minerals added. Spring water is just treated from a spring, right? So it's the same water you can get from if you heat with a tea kettle, water you get from a spring or aqua body of water in a spring area, right? So I've just went into different topics on this. I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Blessings and peace, much love. I hope you have enjoyed this message. Love you. See ya.